The 2025 AP Spanish Language and Culture free response questions have just been released by College Board. So let's get into it. Let's look at these questions and let's see how you would do. So let's get into the first of 4 tasks on the free response section, the email reply. Now, on this task, you have 15 minutes to read this entire email here and respond to it using the form Usted register. So let's take a look at this introduction. It says, este mensaje electrónico es de Raúl Galindo, director de la Oficina de Voluntariado del Centro Comunitario Municipal. So you're receiving this email from this director of a volunteer community center. It continues saying, has recibido este mensaje porque quieres colaborar con esta organización en su programa de actividades extraescolares para estudiantes de la escuela primaria. So you are replying because you initially showed interest in wanting to collaborate with this organization and helping them develop extracurricular activities for elementary school children after school. So in order to pass this section, you have to minimally answer the 2 questions that Raúl has for you. He says, ¿en qué actividad o actividades le gustaría participar y por qué? So in what activities would you like to participate and why? And you also have to respond to the question 2. It says, ¿por qué le parece importante hacer ese tipo de trabajo voluntario? Why do you think it's important to do this type of volunteer work? So in this email, you have to respond to those questions and you have to at least ask one question back, making sure that you keep holding true to the Usted register. Task 2 of 4 and the most extensive part of this entire free response section is the argumentative essay. You have 55 minutes to complete this section. And here you have to argue your viewpoint on a controversial topic, integrating 3 different sources that they provide to you to back up your viewpoint. So here you'll have 6 minutes to actually read the first 2 sources and obviously the question that we're about to talk about. Then you'll listen to an audio for the 3rd source, and then you pretty much have the rest of the time to argue your viewpoint. So let's look at the theme of this essay here. It says, ¿Es mejor vivir en un pueblo o en una ciudad? Is it better to live in a town or the country or in the city? So how do you think you would do arguing your viewpoint in an essay-style paragraph format, integrating sources to back up your viewpoint? Task 3 of 4 is the conversation. And this is my most frustrating part here that College Board does here because it's not authentic. You're conversing with a computer, essentially. There are 5 questions that are already pre-recorded that you have to respond to. However, here, as soon as the question is said, a beep will sound and you have 20 seconds to fill up that space. You have no time to think and you only hear the question one time. The introduction for this says, esta es una conversación con tu amiga Sol. This is a conversation with your friend Sol. Vas a participar en esta conversación porque van a colaborar con la organización de un concurso de talentos para recaudar fondos para la escuela. So you are conversing with Sol because you are going to collaborate with an organization on some sort of talent show to raise money for your school. Now, students are provided this outline here, and you must follow it to pass this section. So, for example, looking at the first question, Sol is going to greet you and ask your opinion. You don't know what the question is, but you must, if you look here where it says tú, it says ofrece opciones y explica por qué. So no matter what the question is to that first prompt, you have to offer options, plural, and explain why. And the final task of 4 is the cultural comparison. This part takes up about 6 minutes. You have 4 minutes to read the actual question itself and to actually prepare your rehearsed remarks. Then you have 2 minutes to present this presentation in the form of a recording. So let's take a look at the question here. ¿Qué rol tienen los espacios públicos a aire libre? Por ejemplo, parques, plazas, mercados, etc., de una comunidad del mundo hispanohablante que te sea familiar. So what is the role of public outdoor spaces, essentially? So in order to actually pass this, you have to do a cultural comparison. Give your viewpoint on this question, but use something from the Spanish-speaking world to back it up. And you also have to compare with something from your own community or another Spanish-speaking community. In all, the assessment looks very, very doable for students taking this exam. How do you think you personally would do? Or if you took it, how do you think you did? And that's why I teach Spanish.